Memo, the wise cat, lived in a peaceful village surrounded by fields and forests. Memo was known for her wisdom and fairness, always helping the villagers in need. One day, a cunning crow named Carl moved into the village. Carl was always looking for ways to get more food without working hard. Carl noticed that Memo was respected and often received treats from the villagers. Driven by greed, Carl devised a plan to trick Memo and get more food. Carl approached Memo with a fake story about a hidden treasure in the forest. "If you help me find it, we can share the treasure," Carl proposed. Memo, sensing Carl's insincerity, decided to teach him a lesson about greed. Memo agreed to help but secretly made a plan with the villagers. They spread the word about the treasure to see how Carl would behave. Carl, excited about the fake treasure, began hoarding food and neglecting his duties. He stopped helping other birds and even stole food from them. The villagers noticed Carl's greed and started avoiding him. Memo and Carl set out to find the treasure, with Memo leading the way. Memo took Carl on a long and tiring journey through the forest. Carl complained about the hard work but kept going, driven by greed. Finally, Memo led Carl to an empty clearing and said, "The treasure is buried here." Carl eagerly dug into the ground but found nothing. Exhausted and frustrated, Carl realized there was no treasure. Memo explained, "There never was a treasure. Your greed made you blind to the truth." Carl, ashamed, returned to the village and found his food stash had spoiled. The other birds, who once looked up to Carl, now ignored him. Carl apologized to Memo and the villagers for his greed and selfishness. Memo forgave Carl and reminded him, "True wealth comes from helping others, not hoarding for oneself." Carl promised to change his ways and began sharing and helping others. The village returned to its harmonious state, and Carl learned that greed only leads to loneliness and loss.